Good morning, all of you. In last lecture, we have solved numericals on bars in parallel. So today we will continue. Please write down next example. A steel bar, a steel bar a steel bar 50 mm in diameter, 50 mm in diameter, 50 mm in diameter and 2 meter long, and 2 meter long is surrounded by is surrounded by is surrounded by a shell of a cast iron, a shell of a cast iron, shell of a cast iron, cast iron, 5 mm thick, cast iron, 5 mm thick, 5 mm thick, full stop. Compute the load that compute the load compute the load that will compress that will compress compute the load that will compress the combined bar of the combined bar of combined bar of combined bar of combined bar total of combined bar total of 0.8 mm 0.8 mm 0.8 mm in the length of 2 meter, 0.8 mm in the length of 2 meter, in the length of 2 meter, full stop. For steel rod, Young's modulus which is equal to 200 GPa, Young's modulus which is equal to 200 GPa, and for cast iron, Young's modulus which is equal to 100 GPa, 100 GPa. Okay, I will draw figure. You can also draw. Then we will solve problem. Okay. So these are the two different rods. So out of that, a steel bar of 50 mm diameter. So this is a steel bar. This one is steel bar having diameter 50 mm. And this is cast iron bar. Okay. So here 5 mm thickness and here 5 mm thickness. Here 5 mm and here 5 mm. So diameter of this cast iron bar is 50 plus 5 plus 5, which is equal to 60 mm. Okay. And the length of both rod is 2 meter. The length of both rod is 2 meter. Okay. So this is the given question. Now first we will write given parameters and then we will solve problem. Okay. So first step is given. So read problem and tell me which parameters are given. A steel bar 50 mm in diameter. So diameter of steel which is equal to 50 mm. Okay. After that next is what is given? Diameter of
iron.
okay. So diameter of steel rod is given. From that we will calculate area of steel rod. So AST which is equal to pi by 4 into D square. So area of steel rod which is equal to pi by 4 into diameter of steel rod is 50 square. Therefore area of steel which is equal to, calculate and tell me AST which is equal to how much?
1962.5.
1962.5 mm square. Okay. So this is the area of steel. Then next we will calculate area of cast iron. Okay. So diameter of cast iron which is equal to 60 mm. 60 mm. Okay. But you observe here. So this is 60 mm circle, but in that 50 mm already steel rod. So area which is equal to area of cast iron which is equal to pi by 4 into 60 square minus 50 square. बघा याच्यात काय झालेलं आहे तर हा 60 mm चा कास्ट आयर्नचा रॉड आहे पण त्याच्यात 50 mm चा ऑलरेडी स्टीलचं मटेरियल आहे म्हणजे कास्ट आयर्नचं किती शिल्लक राहिलं मग तुमचं हे 5 mm आणि हे 5. ओके. सो area of cast iron which is equal to, calculate and tell me.
863.93.
863.5.
863 mm square. Okay. So this is the area of cast iron. Now we will apply our first step, that is force condition. Okay. So first step is force condition. Force condition. So in force condition, we will write P steel plus force in cast iron which is equal to total force. Okay, which is equal to total force. So this is our equation first. And then second step is, next one is we have to apply displacement condition. Okay, second condition is displacement condition. So how to apply displacement condition? Already you know that displacement condition which is equal to change in length in steel rod which is equal to change in length in cast iron rod. Okay. So now we will equate this and solve the problem. Okay. So how to find out change in length of steel rod?
PL upon E is equal to PL upon cast iron.
P steel into L steel divided by area of steel into Young's modulus of steel, which is equal to force in copper rod into length of copper rod divided by area of cast iron rod into Young's modulus of cast iron rod. Okay. Now, but you read problem here. compute the load that will compress the combined bar total of 0.8 mm in the length of 2 meter. So this 0.8 mm value is for which? What is given? This 0.8 mm is
Delta L.
delta L. Okay, so here total length is compressed. That means length is reduced by 0.8 mm. So therefore here change in length which is equal to 0.8 mm is given. Okay, so which is equal to 0.8. Now we will consider first these two terms and then these two terms. Okay, so PS LS divided by ASES which is equal to 0.8 because of the length of rod is reduced by 0.8 mm. Okay, so now we will equate. We have to find out load. So PS which is equal to 0.8 into AS into ES divided by length of steel bar. Okay, we have converted this formula in terms of PS. Okay, so now we will put values here. So PS which is equal to 0.8 into area of steel rod is 1962.5 into Young's modulus of steel rod is how much? Young's-
200.
Okay, so here we will write E which is E steel which is equal to 200 into 10 raised to 3 MPa. Okay, 200 into 10 raised to 3 MPa. So 200 into 10 raised to 3 divided by length of steel rod is given. So length of steel rod is how much? Length of steel rod which is equal to 2 meter. Okay, so 2000 mm. So calculate and tell me load taken by steel rod which is equal to how much?
157.
157
Into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Okay,
Newton.
so that much load taken by steel rod. Similarly, we will find out how much load will take by cast iron rod. Okay, so same procedure we have to follow. Now we will equate these two equations. We will equate now these two equations, this second and this. So PCLC divided by ACEC which is equal to 0.8. Okay, so PC we have to find out. Therefore PC which is equal to, now we will shift these two terms to this right side. So 0.8 into AC into EC divided by LC. Okay, therefore load taken by cast iron rod which is equal to 0.8 into area of cast iron rod is 863.5 into Young's modulus of cast iron rod is 100 GPa. So 100 into 10 raised to 3 divided by, okay, the length of these two rods is same. So length which is equal to 2000 mm. Therefore load taken by
34540.
load taken by
345.
cast iron rod is 345.40 into 10 raised to 3 or not?
34.54 into 10 raised to 3 newtons.
Okay,
34 point.
okay, 34.54
54.
54 into 10 raised to
54
3
into 10 raised to 3 Newton.
34.54 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. So that much load can carry by this cast iron rod. Okay. Now suppose this is our equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay. So now we have to find out total load. Okay. Total load. So how to find out total load? Therefore, total load which is equal to P which is equal to PS plus PC. So P which is equal to PS is 157 into 10 raised to 3 plus PC is 34.54 into 10 raised to 3. So therefore P which is equal to P which is equal
191.54 into 10 raised to 3
to 191.54
54 into 10 raised to 3
Newton. So this is the total load can carry by both materials, that is cast iron rod and steel rod. Okay, so here change in length is given. So this is the reverse type of problem. Change in length is given, and from that you have to find out load. Okay. So first you have to apply force condition. So force condition means total load can shared by both materials. So load taken by steel material plus load taken by cast iron material, which is equal to total load. Then next step is you have to apply displacement condition. Displacement condition means change in length in rod 1, which is equal to change in length in rod 2. Okay, so change in length in steel rod, which is equal to change in length in cast iron rod. Okay, and change in length is given. So here we have put on value 0.8. Okay, after that equate one term with change in length and second term with change in length. So accordingly you have to convert formula and find out load taken by steel rod and load taken by cast iron rod. Once you got values of these separate rods, then you have to take addition of total load. So addition of total load, which is equal to addition of load taken by steel rod plus load taken by cast iron rod. Therefore, P, which is equal to 191.54 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. So this is the second type of problem. If anybody having any doubt, ask me. Otherwise, please write down. Okay, let me know after your writing is over. आवाज नहीं. Okay. If your writing is over, shall I take next problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we will start next type, that is bars in parallel but rigid horizontal rod may tilt. Okay. So please write heading next. Bars in parallel, bars in parallel, okay, bars in parallel, but in that second type B is bars in parallel where bars in parallel, bars in parallel where bars in parallel where rigid bar, a rigid bar, a rigid bar may tilt, a rigid bar may tilt, may tilt, a rigid bar may tilt. ओके, म्हणजे तो टिल्ट होईलच असं नाही, पण तो टिल्ट होऊ शकतो. मग तो होऊ नये म्हणून आपल्याला त्याला काय करायचं, लोड अप्लाय करायचं. ओके, रिजिड बार मे टिल्ट. ओके, सो we will write steps and then we will solve problem. So step number 1, for this condition, step 1 is force condition. Okay, step 1 is same, force condition. Force condition. Step 1 is force condition. So in that, in force condition, P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus n number of P's, Pn. Okay. Which is equal to total load. So same here. Okay, so for this particular case, figure is likewise. Here load is applied likewise. Okay. So these are the bars. Suppose this is rod 1, this is rod 2, and here load is applied. Okay. So due to this, tilting may occur likewise. Okay. Tilting may occur likewise. So we have to consider this. Okay. So this total load will take these two rods. So P1 plus P2, your number of rods, which is equal to total force. Okay, so this is the first condition. But in addition to here, we have to find out this location. We have to find out this location. So for finding out this location, we have to apply one addition condition, that is summation moment at any point which is equal to 0. Okay, summation movement at any point which is equal to 0, and this condition we will apply when we have to calculate, when we have to find, when we have to find, when we have to find the location of, find the location of, we have to find the location of force, applied load, location of applied load P, such that rigid bar, such that a rigid bar remains horizontal, such that a rigid bar remains horizontal, rigid bar remains horizontal. Okay, so when we will apply this summation movement at any point which is equal to 0 condition, whenever we have to find out the location of load, at that time we will use this condition, otherwise only force condition and displacement condition. Okay, and then step 2 is same, step 2 is displacement condition, step 2 is displacement condition, displacement condition. Okay, so here displacement condition means change in length which is equal to change in length in rod 1 which is equal to change in length in rod 2 which is equal to n numbers of. Okay, so this is the second condition.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, so total change in length which is equal to change in length in rod 1 which is equal to change in length in rod 2 which is equal to total change in length. Okay, so we have to apply these two conditions. Got it? So please write down, then we will solve numericals.
India madam for all.
Okay. So now we will take example. So write down first example. The rigid bar AB, the rigid bar AB, attached, rigid bar AB attached to two vertical, rods as shown in figure, as shown in figure. Full stop. Okay, as shown in figure below, horizontal before, horizontal before the load P, before the load P is applied, before the load P is applied, full stop. Determine the vertical, movement of, P if its magnitude is 50 kilonewton. Magnitude is 50 kilonewton. I will draw figure simultaneously. You can also draw. Then we will solve problem. This is the aluminum rod. Okay, aluminum. Length of rod is 3 meter. Area which is equal to 300 mm square, and Young's modulus is 70 GPa. Young's modulus is 70 GPa. And this is the steel rod. Having length which is equal to 4 meter. Length is 4 meter. Area which is equal to 200 mm square. And E which is equal to 200 GPa. And here load is applied. Load is 50 kilonewton. P which is equal to 50 kilonewton. And the total span of this is 6 meter. This is total 6 meter. Okay. So this is the figure. Now first we will write given parameters. Okay. First we will write given parameters. So here there are two rods. Okay. So first one rod is aluminum rod. So length of aluminum rod which is equal to 3 meter. Then area of aluminum rod is 300 mm square. Okay. Then Young's modulus of aluminum rod which is equal to 70 GPa. These are the parameters for aluminum rod. Now we will take for steel rod. So length of steel rod which is equal to 4 meter. Area of steel rod which is equal to 200 mm square. 200 mm square, and Young's modulus of steel rod which is equal to 200 GPa. 200 GPa. Okay. So here, and total load P which is equal to 50 kilonewton is given. Okay. So now first we will apply force condition. First we will apply force condition. So what is our force condition? So force condition is P steel plus P aluminum which is equal to total P. So P steel plus P aluminum which is equal to 50. So this is equation 1. Okay, this is equation 1. Then next we will apply displacement condition. Step 3 is Sajia, why you are unmuting yourself? Please mute yourself. Then next step is displacement condition. Displacement condition. Displacement condition. So in displacement condition, change in length in steel rod which is equal to change in length in aluminum rod. Okay. So accordingly we will write formulas here. P steel into L steel divided by area of steel into Young's modulus of steel which is equal to P aluminum into L aluminum divided by area of aluminum into Young's modulus of aluminum. Okay. So now we will put values. So we will convert equation. So PS which is equal to LS divided, L aluminum divided by LS into area of steel divided by area of aluminum into Young's modulus of steel divided by Young's modulus of aluminum into load taken by aluminum rod. So PS which is equal to length of aluminum rod is 3 meter divided by length of steel rod is 4 meter into area of steel rod is 200 divided by area of aluminum rod is 300 into Young's modulus of steel rod is 200 divided by Young's modulus of steel rod is 200 divided by Young's modulus of aluminum rod is 70 into P aluminum. So now you solve and tell me what is the relation between PS and P aluminum.
1.42.
PS which is equal to 1.42 P aluminum. Okay, P aluminum. So this is equation 2. Now we will put this value in equation 1. So put PS in equation 1. So what is our equation 1? Equation 1 is P steel plus P aluminum which is equal to 50. Okay, so P steel is 1.42 P aluminum plus P aluminum which is equal to 50. So 1.42 plus 1 is 2.42 P aluminum which is equal to 50. Therefore, P aluminum which is equal to 50 divided by 2.42. So P aluminum which is equal to
20.66.
20.66.
20.66
66.
20.66 kilonewton because of total load is in kilonewton. Okay. Now we will put this value in equation 2. We will put this value in equation So put P aluminum in equation 2. Okay. So P steel, which is equal to 1.42 P aluminum. So P steel, which is equal to 1.42 into 20.66. Therefore, P steel, which is equal to how much?
29.33.
29.
29.33.
33 kilonewton. So this is the load taken by steel rod. Now we have to find out the location of this load. So where this load is applied. Okay. So for finding out this, we will draw free body diagram. Find location of P. Okay. So for that, first we will draw free body diagram. Okay, draw free body diagram. So suppose this is our 6 meter span, and here one rod is attached, and here also one rod is attached. Okay, suppose this is A point and this is B point, and something here load is applied P. Suppose this is X distance, and this total distance already given. So this total distance is 6 meter. Okay, so this is P1 and this is P2. Okay, P1 and P2, or we will say this is P aluminum and this is P steel. Okay, now we have to find out this location. Whenever we have to find out location, at that time we have to take moment at any point. Okay, so you have to take moment at A point or moment at B point. So we will take here moment at A point. So summation moment at A, which is equal to 0. Now we will take moment at A point. Okay, so this P steel force creates anti-clockwise movements. Okay, this P steel force creates anti-clockwise movement. So minus P steel into moment means force into perpendicular distance, and the total perpendicular distance is 6 meter. Okay, so this is over. Now this force, this P force creates clockwise movement. This P force creates clockwise movement. Okay, P force creates clockwise movement. So plus P into perpendicular distance is X, which is equal to 0. Okay, now we will put values here. P steel is how much? 29.33 into 6 plus P. Total P is given 50. So 50 into perpendicular distance is X, which is equal to 0. Okay, perpendicular distance is X, which is equal to 0. Now we will shift this minus 29.33 into 6 to right side. Okay, so you calculate this minus 29.33 into 6 plus 50 into X, which is equal to 0. So minus 29.33 into 6 is how much?
Minus
0.50.
How it is possible? 0.29.33 into 6.
minus 175.98.
175.98 plus 50 into X, which is equal to 0. Therefore, 50X, which is equal to this minus, when we will shift to right side, it comes plus. So 175.98. Therefore, X, which is equal to 175.98 divided by 15. Then therefore, X, which is equal to how much?
3.51. 3.51.
3.52.
3.52
52.
meter. Okay, 3.52 meter. So this P force will act from this point 3.52 meter. So this is the
मॅडम तिथे 175 नाही आहेत.
हा, किती?
50 होता मॅडम तिथं.
125.98 मायनस मध्ये.
Please wait, I will check. 29.33 into 6 175.98.
किती मॅम बरोबर आहे ते
मॅडम
One-
बरोबर आहे की?
170 point.
Yes. I have checked 29.33 into 6, which is equal to 175.98 is correct answer. Divided by 50. So 3.519, that is 3.52 is correct answer. Okay. So the force will act 3.52 meter from this A point. So this is the solution. If anybody having any doubt, ask me. Otherwise, please write down. So we will take next problem.
मॅम ते 50 वरती जाणार ना?
कोणतं 50 म्हणताय?
ते x is equal to 50 upon 175.98.
मॅडम इथं 50 इंटू एक्स आहे. मग ज्यावेळी आपल्याला ह्या एक्स ची व्हॅल्यू काढायची तर हा 50 एक्स ला मल्टिप्लिकेशन मध्ये जो आपण राईट साइडला ज्यावेळेस आपण शिफ्ट करणार त्यावेळी तो डिवाइड मध्ये जात असतो. वरती कसा जाईल? इथं ह्याला इथं डिनॉमिनेटर एक आहे, ह्याला इथं एक आहे. ज्यावेळेस हा न्यूमरेटरला आहे त्यावेळेस तो शिफ्ट कुठे होणार आहे? डिनॉमिनेटरला होणार नाही का?
मॅडम
हा बोला.
मॅडम फोर्थ स्टेप रिपीट करा ना प्लीज.
ओके.
हो मॅडम.
वेट. तर बघा इथे आपल्याला काय करायचंय की ह्या लोडचं लोकेशन फाइंड आउट करायचंय. म्हणजे तो ए पॉइंट पासून किंवा बी पॉइंट पासून किती डिस्टन्सवर ऍक्ट होतोय ते फाइंड आउट करतोय. बरोबर आहे. तर ते फाइंड आउट करण्यासाठी काय केलं आपण, हा जो काही बीम आहे हा बीमची डायग्राम ड्रॉ केली. तर हा आहे टोटल स्पॅन 6 मीटर. त्याच्यात हा स्टील रॉड आहे, इथे हे स्टील लिहिलं आपण, आणि हा अल्युमिनियम रॉड आहे, हा अल्युमिनियम रॉड दाखवला. हा पी इथे ऍक्ट होतोय पण त्याचं डिस्टन्स आपल्याला माहित नाहीये म्हणून आपण किती अज्युम केलं इथं एक्स अज्युम केलं. आणि ह्या दोन रॉड मध्ये डिस्टन्स किती आहे तुमचं 6 मीटर टोटल स्पॅन आहे. बरोबर आहे. ज्यावेळी आपल्याला हे लोकेशन फाइंड आउट करायचं त्यावेळी काय करायला लागते, मुवमेंट ऍट ए पॉइंट घ्या किंवा बी पॉइंटला घ्या. तुम्ही कुठल्याही पॉइंटला मुवमेंट घेतली तरी चालेल. ठीक आहे. आपण इथे ए पॉइंटला मुवमेंट घेतलेली आहे. ओके. तर ए पॉइंटला मुवमेंट घेतोय म्हणजे हा फोर्स आपण कन्सिडर करणार नाही कारण इथं परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स येत नाही. बरं का. इथे फोर्स आहे पण या पॉइंटला परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स किती असणार आहे? 0. त्यामुळे हा 0 होतो. मग आपण या साइड कडून जर आपण ए पॉइंटला मुवमेंट घेत असेल तर जो काही रिमेनिंग पॉइंट असतो तिकडच्या साइड कडून आपण मुवमेंट स्टार्ट करतो. ठीक आहे. मग हा फोर्स इंटू परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स, तो फोर्स काय आहे तुमचा पीएसटी. आणि हा पीएसटी फोर्स काय करतोय तर अँटी क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंट तयार करतोय. मग अँटी क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंट मायनस आणि क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंट प्लस. ओके. सो फोर्स इंटू परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स इज 6 मीटर. ओके. प्लस आता हा पी फोर्स काय करतोय तर तुमचं क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंट जनरेट करतोय. बरोबर आहे. तर पी इंटू परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स इज एक्स विच इज इक्वल टू 0. मग हे कॅल्क्युलेशन केलं आपण. मग हे एक्स फाइंड आउट करायचं म्हणून आपण ही टर्म जी आहे ती राईट साइडला शिफ्ट केली आणि शिफ्ट केल्यानंतर एक्स विच इज इक्वल टू टोटल डिवायडेड बाय 50 केलं. आलं का लक्षात आता?
ते पी कुठं पण अजूम करून घ्यायचं का मॅम?
हा तो पी कुठे पण अज्युम करा तुम्ही. इथं पण करू शकता, इथं पण करू शकताय, पण डिस्टन्स किती माहित नाही आपल्याला म्हणून त्याला एक्स अज्युम करायचं.
हो ठीक आहे मॅम. थँक्यू.
हा.
और मैम
Okay, write down next problem. A rigid bar ABCD. A rigid bar ABCD. Please wait simultaneously. I will also write. Then we will solve problem. Okay. So a rigid bar ABCD. Rigid bar ABCD shown in the figure. Shown in the figure. Shown in the figure. Shown in the figure. Supports 5 kilonewton load. Supports 5 kilonewton load. Full stop. Determine the load carried by. Determine the load carried by such wire. Carried by such wire. Full stop. Find the location of load. Find the location of load. Find the location of load. Find the location of load such that location of load such that rigid bar remains horizontal. A rigid bar remains horizontal. Full stop. The B wires of same material the B wire of same material and not B, 3 wires. The 3 wires of same material and same cross section. Okay, so in this problem there are 3 wires and all 3 wires have same material and same cross section. Okay. So I will draw figures simultaneously. You can also draw. Then we will solve problem. There are 3 wires, P1, P2, P3. First one is 5 meter, 8 meter, 6 meter. So these are the 3 wires. So this is suppose P1, P2 and P3. So P1, P2, P3. The length of this wire is 5 meter, here 8 meter, and this is 6 meter. Okay, 6 meter. This is 2 meter, and this is also 2 meter. This is also 2 meter, and 5 kilonewton load is applied. 5 kilonewton, and we have to find out this distance. Okay, we have to find out this x distance. So this is the question. Now we will solve. So first step is given parameters. We will write given. So here given parameters are length of rod 1 L1, which is equal to 5 meter, length of rod 2 is 8 meter, and length of rod 3 is 6 meter. Okay, L3 is 6 meter, and the material of all three wires is same. So Young's modulus for E1, Young's modulus for E2, E3, which is equal to same. Okay, same. And cross-sectional area A1, which is equal to A2, which is equal to A3, which is equal to A, because of cross-sectional area also same. Okay, now we will apply our first condition, that is force condition. So first step is force condition. Force condition. So what is our force condition? P1 plus P2 plus P3, which is equal to total P. Therefore, P1 plus P2 plus P3, which is equal to 5. So this is our equation 1. After that, we will apply second condition, that is displacement condition. Second condition is displacement condition. Okay, second condition is displacement condition. So here change in length in rod 1, which is equal to change in length in rod 2, which is equal to change in length in rod 3. So P1 L1 divided by A1 E1, which is equal to P2 L2 divided by A2 E2, which is equal to P3 L3 divided by A3 E3. Okay, A3 E3. Okay, so first we will consider these two, and then we will consider remaining twos. Okay. So A1, A2, A3 are sales. Okay, so P1 L1 divided by A1 E1, which is equal to P2 L2 divided by A2 E2. So the area of are same and Young's modulus are same. So what is remaining? P1 L1, which is equal to P2 L2. Now we will convert this equation. Okay, we will convert this equation. Okay, so according to conversion, P1, which is equal to L2 upon L1 into P2. So P1, which is equal to L2 is 8 by 6 into P2. Therefore, P1, which is equal to how much times P2?
1.33. 1.33.
8 divided by 5 meter. Oh, sorry, I have done mistake. Here, 5 meter, na? L1 is 5 meter. So 8 divided by 5.
1.6.
1.6.
P2. So this is our equation 2. Now we will equate these two equations. Okay. So P2 L2 divided by A2 E2, which is equal to P3 L3 divided by A3 E3. So again cross sectional area is same. So this is cancelled. This is also cancelled. So P2 L2 which is equal to P3 L3. Therefore P2 which is equal to L3 divided by L2 into P2. Sorry, P3. Therefore P2 which is equal to
6/4.
yes.
Six by eight.
0.6.
Yes, 6/8 P3.
6/8.
So P2 which is equal to
0.75.
0.75.
0.7.
0.75 P3.
0.75 P3. So this is our equation 3. Okay. Now we will put values of this P1 and P2 in this equation 1. Okay, in the equation 1. We have to convert here equation likewise. Okay, so we will do this is once again. Okay, so here you observe there are 3 unknowns. So we will convert equation in terms of P3. So P3 L3 which is equal to P2 L2. Now P3 which is equal to L2 by L3 into P2. Because of we will put the value of P1 is in terms of P2, value of P3 is in terms of P2, and P2 is already P2. So we will able to find out unknown parameter. Okay. So P3 which is equal to L2 is 8 and L3 is 6 by P2. Now you tell me P3 which is equal to how much?
1.33.
1.33.
1.33 P2. So this is
1.3.
okay 3. Now we will put this P1 and P3 value in equation 1. Okay, so here now one unknown is there, only one, and unknown is P2. So we will easily find out this. So put P1 and P3 in equation 1. In equation 1. So P1 plus P2 plus P3 which is equal to 5. So P1 is 1.62 P2 plus P2 is already P2 plus P3 is 1.33 P2 which is equal to 5. So 1.62 plus 1 plus 1.33.
3.95.
3.95.
3.95 P2 which is equal to 5. Therefore P2 which is equal to 5 divided by 3.95.
1.26.
1.26.
1.26.
1.26 kilonewton. Now we will put this value in equation 2 and 3. So P2 which is equal, sorry, P1 which is equal to P1 which is equal to 1.6 P2. So P1 which is equal to 1.6 into 1.26. Therefore P1 which is equal to
2.01.
2.01 kilonewton, and then P3 which is equal to 1.33 P2. So which is equal to 1.33 into 1.26. Therefore P3 which is equal to
1.67.
1.67 kilonewton. So these are the loads taken by rod 1, 2 and 3. And now last step is remaining, that is we have to find out location. Okay, so how to find out location? Already we have discussed. Okay, so for finding out location we have to take moment. So location of load, So for that first we will draw free body diagram. So this is the total span. In that here one rod is attached, here second rod, and here third rod, and suppose this is P load 5 kilonewton. Okay, 5 kilonewton, and we have to find out this X distance. Okay, this distance is 2 meter and this is 2 meter. Okay, so this is P P1, this is P2, and this is P3. Suppose this is A point, this is B point, and this is C. Now we will take moment at A. So summation moment at A, which is equal to 0. Okay, so we will take moment from this C side. So this P3 force creates anti-clockwise moment. So minus P3 into perpendicular distance is
1.5.
no.
4, madam.
This
4
is
में
Four.
4
हाँ,
4
yes,
4
4, madam, 4.
4
4 meter.
4 meter. Again, this P2
Minus.
creates anti-clockwise, so minus P2 into perpendicular
2
distance is,
2 2
2
and this P creates clockwise movement, so plus P
plus
into X, which is equal to 0 because of this distance is unknown. So we will shift this minus P3 and minus P2 to right side. Okay, so P into X, which is equal to P3 into 4 plus P2 into 2. Now we will put values here. Okay, so value of P is 5 into X, which is equal to value of P3 is 1.67 into 4 plus Sharon, please mute yourself. Okay. And the value of P2 is 1.26 into 2. So 5x, which is equal to, you calculate this and tell me how much? 5x,
9.2.
9.2.
2.
Therefore, x, which is equal to 9.2 divided by 5. Therefore, x, which is equal to
1.84.
1.84.
1.84.
1.84
1.84 meters. So this is the location of load. So this x distance is 1.84 meter from A point. Now your doubt is clear? Okay, please write. So we will take next example.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, anyone have any doubt?
హలో మేడం
Ha.
మూవీ అంటే కూడా మేడం 5 किलोमीटर है ना मैडम
Ha.
ते एग्जैक्ट 2 मीटर वरती नाही मॅडम ते 2 मीटरचं थोडा पुढे आहे मॅडम आणि तुम्ही P2 इंटू 2 घेतलंय मॅडम अँटी क्लॉकवाईज डायरेक्ट मध्ये
कुठलं म्हणताय तुम्ही?
P2 मॅडम मुवमेंट मध्ये मॅडम चौथा स्टेप मॅडम
हा P2 2 मीटरच आहे ना बघा. ह्या रॉड ऐका ह्या फर्स्ट रॉड पासून P2 रॉड किती डिस्टन्स वर आहे? ह्या दोन रॉड मधलं डिस्टन्स किती आहे इथं? 2 मीटर आहे की?
2 मीटर मॅडम कारण तो लोड मॅडम लोड खाली 5 किलोमीटर 2 मीटरच्या पुढे आहे ना मॅडम थोडं
हे आपण ऍझ्युम केलेलं आहे ते काही फिक्स नाहीये. हे ऍझ्युम डिस्टन्स आहे एक्स. आपल्याला माहित नाही तो कुठे ऍक्ट होतोय ते. हे आपल्याला माहित नाही ना तो 2 मीटरच्या
Okay,
आत
ma'am.
ऍझ्युम होतोय का 2 मीटरच्या नंतर ऍक्ट होतोय ते. हे नंतर कळलं आपल्याला की तो 1.84 ला आहे. मग लास्टला तुमचं हे कुठे येईल तर इकडे येईल तुमचं त्याचं लोकेशन. म्हणजे ती फिगर कशी येईल माहिती का तुमची लास्टला लाईक वाईज येईल की तुमचं P1, P2, P3 अँड हिथं आपला P4 ऍक्ट होईल P आणि हे डिस्टन्स असेल 1.84. This is 2 meter and this is 2 meter. Okay, so this figure will comes at the end because of at this step you don't know na where it will act. That's why we have drawn here. Okay, shall I take next problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, ma'am.
Okay, I will give one example for you. You try to solve this and give the answer. Okay, so directly I will draw figure, simultaneously you can also draw and solve the problem. Okay, so cross section area of all wire is same and Young's modulus for all wires is same. Okay. So Young's modulus is same and cross sectional area is same. So I will give 10 minutes. You solve within 10 minutes and give me answer. P1 which is equal to how much? P2 which is equal to how much? P3 which is equal
बरोबर
to,
आहे मॅडम
and X which is equal to. Yes, P1 which is equal to how much?
2.08.
3.91.
3.95.
2.08. P2?
Even madam,
2.61
2.61.
64.
बरं ठीक आहे 68 64 ओके नो प्रॉब्लेम. P3
3.47.
3.47.
27 or 47?
47.
Okay, 47. And the next which is equal to how much? So for that, this is free body diagram. Okay, for finding out x, this is free body diagram. Here P3 this is P2 and this is P1. Suppose this is A point, B point and C point. This distance is 3 meter. This is distance is 3 meter. Suppose we will assume here P and this distance is X meter. Okay. So summation movement at A point. Suppose we will take one. Okay, which is equal to 0. So minus P3 into 3 plus 3 is 6. Minus P2 into 3 plus P into X, which is equal to 0. Therefore, P into X, which is equal to 6P3 plus 3P2. Okay. So X, which is equal to 6 into P3 is 3.47 plus 3 into P2 is 2.64 divided by P. The value of load is 10. So X, which is equal to how much? Yes,
2.87.
2.87 meter.
So,
Okay, so 2.87. So we have located near about 3 meters. So this is assumption is correct. Okay, got it? So this type is over.
Madam, P1 ची value 3.91 kilonewton.
3 point.
P1 चे hello
91.
Okay, 3.91 kilonewton. And P2, P3 are correct?
Yes.
Okay, so P1 is 3.91, P2 is 2.64 and P3 is 3.47. And the X distance is 2.87 meter. So this is X, which is equal to
0.86.
okay, 86, 87, no matter. This is 87 meter. So now this type is over. In tomorrow's lecture, we will start next type. Okay. So please wait.